I'm finna act a fool with the trifling, almighty King T, one of Compton's finest. I go by the name of the party rockin' player from the original Pronounced Players Clique. Ask your daddy about me. If you don't know, ask your mama to ask your daddy about me. Tweed Cadiilac, baby.
So many girlies on the corner, slurping out a Mac. See babies on stack with a hella fire gap. So I'm pulling through the curb to get the honeys all around. Son about to set, play about to clown on a freaky deaky bitch. I'm charging by the amps, popping these shoes and a full tank of gas. Funky fly clothes, armor all bows. Let back my moon, wave at the hoes. Let them know that I love them. I put someone above them. I find them, fuck them and dump them. And keep watch the suckers who bang and try to peep my game, cause it ain't no thing for me to hit my seat, pull a Glock, bust a shot on a shady looking Chevy. So when you see me rolling by, you better not try to pull a move on a true or you will die.
Yeah, this is the memoirs of a Mac. A celebration of life. No matter what physical state your body in, you alive. Enjoy, live it, feel it, taste it, breathe it in. No one's immortal. Don't think about your expiration date, your fate, celebrate. Been there, done that. Can't tell me a goddamn thing about rap. See, my mama always stressed I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. I think I smoke too much. Consider Newports cost $6. I wonder if I blew out a lung. How my name Tweed, I be choking off weed. Tell me, how the hell I catch pneumonia when I grew up in sunny California? Man, what the hell am I thinking? Got 25 years plus drinking. From the 8-ball, boom form, night train, silver satin, Kool-Aid, everything in between. Gotta have a toe-back brain. Slipping cocaine, back in the day, watch the Soul Train. And my heart's still ticking, even though I can't quit eating fried chicken. If you're glad to be alive, throw your hands in the sky. Remember those gone, life goes on.
Man, Tweed Cadiilac, you take me back to when I was in Frisco, man. Two cats come in with choppers, waving them around, telling them things was gonna get ugly. And they didn't find out where it was at. I'm so glad they got it. I'm so glad to be alive.
Living life from a jail cell, hoping I can read a little junk mail. On earth living hell, oh well, oh well. I like steak, red meat bad. My arteries straight clogged up from the fat. Now the water off the faucet ain't good. God damn. Ain't nothing pure in the hood. It's a downright shame, cause ain't a goddamn thing finna change. Who said life is a beach? Ask a wino living on the street. I never thought about suicide. That's a punk way out where to die. Man, life ain't cursed. You could be up in a hearse getting driven to a church. If you're glad to be alive, throw your hands in the sky. Remember those gone, life goes on.
Even though I was flying down the freeway, you know, going 100 miles an hour, passed out behind the wheel, carbon dioxide, missed oncoming traffic, hit a building, lay in a coma for 17 days. But you know what? Glad to be alive.
Have you ever heard a bullet go sing past your head at the age of 14? Why did it burn when I peed? I didn't know why it called DD. I think about the cats that we rat-packed, and it wasn't even over no crack sack. All of them came back strapped. I could've straight got laid out flat. Living life as a hustler, raised to be a hustler. Living in LA was a mother sucker. Harlan, California is a game. We all had to claim, everybody pain. Been stabbed, put up in a chokehold. They say I blacked out, beat about a popo. Live life to the fullest, cause you can't outrun no bullet. If you're glad to be alive, throw your hands in the sky. Remember those gone, life goes on.
Yeah, man, this small's major, man. Just remembering those that's gone, man. My close death experience, man. Me and the homie standing on the corner. The other side of niggas come through and start shooting shots.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Welcome to the G-Lew Show After Hours Live. I am G-Lew, your maestro for the evening, and we know we got a great show lined up for you tonight. As you just seen from the introduction, we have the legendary man himself, the party rocking player, the original party rocker player. OG Tweed Cadiilac is in the building.
Oh man.
Big Tweed, what up, sir?
Wow, man, what's going on? G-Lew.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
It is, man. That video I'm over here cheesing, man, like a rat. Man, that shit just to look at that, man. I was telling Mishi, I wrote that like 10:30 in the morning in the studio by myself. Everybody sleep because we had a session prior to that. Right. Everybody knocked out, and I was just there by myself, deep playing. And I wrote that shit. When everybody woke up, I said, man, I need to jump in the booth. I said, cool. And the engineer wasn't there. So the homie recorded me and knocked that shit out in one take, man. When the engineer came, all they had to do was just level me up and blah. I love that song, man, because that's
the one. You know, I always told you, I don't know, you know, well, you know by now because I play it a lot on my show, but that's one of my favorites by you, man. That Glad to Be Alive, man. That is it's just a heartfelt track. Like you could feel that song right there. Like you really you put it in there on that one, like you could tell that was from the heart. Like you really wrote that and it was a story. Like that's one of my favorites, man.
Man, me as well, man, because I don't even know where the words came from because the beat was different, but I don't know how I got into that train of thought or that mind frame. I don't even know where it came from. Feel me? It was just like once I put that pen to the pad, it just came. It basically just came, man. Right. So man, I dig everything about that song, man. And then at the end, it was like all my people that passed, that if they was here right now, they would have been so not proud of me, but they would have want to be a part of it, and I would have embraced it without a problem. You feel me?
Yes.
Man.
Yeah, that end just sealed the deal because it's just like beautiful and giving the shout outs and the props to the homies. Beautiful song, man, and the follow up at the end as well. Before we continue on, just before we get off of that, what we're talking about that track, let them know again the name of that track and where they can get it, like right now, because some people may want to go download that right now. Tell them
man, Tweedcadillac.com. Everything. I don't want to be on Spotify. I don't want to be on iTunes. None of that. If you want my music, you got to get it exclusively from me. Ain't no hands in my mason jar. Feel me? Tweedcadillac.com. It ain't no middleman. You want hard copies, you want downloads, you're going to get it from me, man. That's the way I keep it exclusive. If you're a fan, if you like my music, you got to get it from me personally.
Right.
No middleman. I just don't believe in that. I know a lot of people say, well, Tweed, you need to be everywhere. You need to be on all visible platforms. Why? So somebody else could get my money. Tell me I only sold 20 records when I sold 2,200 records.
Right.
And then I'm waiting for them to give me a check. Nah, play.
Right. You're right about that. And that's what I was going to ask you next. What has kept you firm on that? Because like you said, I'm sure, like you said, people get on this, get on that, and it's a gang of platforms and whatever. What has kept you firm on what you standing on? Because
iTunes would not tell me how many records I sold. I put Toast to the Fools on iTunes. And when I asked for the paperwork to find out what it was, they would, you know, they started beatboxing on me.
Right.
You know me? And I never did get a check from iTunes. Then I found out that I wasn't the only person that was having that issue with iTunes. I know a guy right now, they owe him like 3 racks. And what can he do? He can't sue them because they too big. Right. So it's like, wow. And they could tell you anything and you don't know. But the bottom line is you're waiting for somebody to pay you some money that they know how much they made off you, and whether or not they want to give it to you, it's up to them. That was basically my issue. So I said from henceforth now, if you want my music, you're gonna get it directly from me. So I don't care about Spotify, all them other platforms. Nah, dude. Because if it's everywhere, you can't even keep track of it. If it's everywhere, feel me?
Right.
No.
That's right. Hey, how do you go about then, since you keep it all the way independent, all the way in-house? How does one like you or just anybody else listening who wants to keep it like you and keep it firm and really do that, how does one still get the promotion, the extras, the extra ketchup and mustard, you know what I mean, on your shit to make it happen when you're doing it yourself and like that?
Well, what I can suggest, if you have a fan base or if you have friends and followers, they'll tell you, excuse me, your friends and fans will search out for you because they're checking on you. They're looking out for you.
Right.
They want to know what you got. Once you get that, you good. You only sell to people that really want your music. And once they get it, somebody gonna say, well, where'd you get that? I did that.
Right.
Tweed.com. And they gonna go over there and buy it. I got orders. I got pre-orders right now for volume 2 and from all over the world, people that follow my career. So I don't really need new fans. I need my existing
true fans.
Tell some, to tell other people, and then I'm good. But at least it ain't no middleman. That was my biggest thing. I don't want to. I'd rather have. You know how they say you can have $1 from 100 people, or you can have $10 to make 100. You know, it's like I'd rather have $1 from 100 people than 10 people give me $100.
Right.
You feel me? So basic math.
I could dig it. And also, before we continue speaking on the website now and how they can go get the music, tell them about the apparel and the merch as well you have on there before we move on or go back, I would say.
Well, I've been doing that since shit. I done had Tweed Cadiilac apparel since, 1996. I had made a deal with some guys from Japan that had a little downtown Skid Row facility. And they was manufacturing clothes. And I went in there, struck up a deal, walked all through Melrose trying to get my clothes in one of those stores. Mm-hmm. Everybody passed me up. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Everybody passed me up. I'm frustrated now. I went to every store on Melrose walking with about, I think I had like 12 samples on hangers, and took them all to the store. Oh, the gear is cool, but we're already, bought all of our inventory. So I'm frustrated. I go back to the car. I'm on Hollywood Boulevard in front of that Popeye's chicken. I go get me some chicken. I look across the street and there was a store called Hollywood. I'll never forget this. And I said, damn, I didn't see that because I want to be on Melrose. That's where everybody was. Back then, everybody didn't have clothing lines. Right. So I said, okay, if they eat this chicken, I'm going to walk over there and take my chance and see what happened. I walked in there and it was like an Indian lady, but she didn't have no turbans or nothing. She's like, this is kind of cool. How many do you have? I basically only had the samples, you know what I'm saying? But I had the Japanese guys on deck if I needed more. So she bought all the samples. She said, come back, tomorrow and I'll show you what I did. Came back tomorrow and my shit was all on the mannequins in the window. Mm. And that blew my fucking mind. Like, wow. All I had was shirts and hats. That's all I had. She bought all the samples and had them on mannequins in the front of her store. And now I go back to then she said, I like to order 7 dozen of each style. I didn't even have those manufactured. I didn't have the money to even get those manufactured. I went to my mother-in-law, Betty Lou McCall. She just passed last year, man. And rest in peace. That lady gave me $800 to give to the guys from Japan to get my shit manufactured. The lady turned out had 7 stores. I did not know that. My shit was everywhere. You feel me? So you can start with a dream. And if you saw my other shit, man, I had like proper sports shirts and all of that shit. And it's like 96.
Right.
So I was always on that. If you make it, sell it.
Right.
Nobody don't like it. And we always went. Matter of fact, if you ever go back to one of my older videos for the Cadiilacs, all the clothes that we was wearing, Aladdin, me and Aladdin, below zero, that was all Tweed Cadillac apparel. All of those shirts and the hats to match. It's all my own gear. So I've always been on that, man, I need to get mine. I would rather have mine than have to ask somebody, where's my check? That's the worst thing in the world, have to ask somebody, where's my check? And then they give you some drag and they ain't got it. Feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tweed, so speaking about 96, the clothing line, let's go back a bit further. For the people tuning in, you know, I'm sure a lot of them know, you know, who you are, the story, the background. But for those who don't, take us back a bit to the beginning of Tweed Cadillac, man. If you want to start from the MC Tweed, or you want to go back a little further, take us back to the making of Tweed Cadillac, please, just to get the people familiar with the get down.
I was just a little man. I was a little Calvin on the block, man. Just a player from the hood.
Right.
Figured out that maybe I could rhyme. You know, hooked up with some like-minded individuals. Called the Penhouse Players Clique.
Right.
Met Eazy-E. Met DJ Quick. Put together a album. The album skyrocketed. It took years for it to all come together, but when it did, it came together like butt cheeks, and it put me in a whole nother dimension, basically. And met a lot of good people along the way. Had a magical, great ass ride. I mean, you know, y'all just don't know. I've been there, seen that, done that, had a ball with it. But then once you live life, you move on. Because I had no children then. I wasn't married or nothing when Penhouse came out.
Right.
I didn't have my first child until I was 32 years of age. Feel me? Because I never wanted to be like other dudes in the hood that had babies by ugly bras that they was creeping with. They didn't want nobody to know.
Right.
You feel me? And now they stuck with a baby mama that's a crackhead and shit. I never wanted that. And I was one of the last people from my inner circle in my neighborhood within radiuses of blocks that I grew up on. I was one of the last persons to even have a child. Right. So to me, it kind of meant something. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to have a baby by just any old broad.
Right.
Because I watched my cousin have a baby by a crackhead. You feel me? And it bothered me. I never want to be that guy.
Righteous.
And so I kind of dodged that bullet. You feel me?
Righteous.
Man, it's a hell of a road, man. Y'all just don't know.
Man, what even made you first? I was gonna ask you what the MC or hip hop. I'm sure hip hop grabbed you as a whole, but just the MC bug. How did that grab you? And even before that, how were you able to escape the politics and the web of South Central, your area over there off Western and all that? How were you able to, first of all, even escape being absorbed all the way in to the gang aspect and it taking you somewhere else opposed to what you did?
Because you could be a part of something, live in an environment, but you don't have to be the environment.
Right.
It's like I've always said that you can live in the projects, right? But if your apartment is clean, You in a gated community. Feel me? So the projects could be beautiful now if everybody just picked up their trash and watered their grass. And it's a gated community. It could be a luxurious place if everybody gave a fuck. Some people don't give a fuck about their environment. We was so adventurous though, till just because we was from South Central, we get on a bus back in the day and go to Hollywood and see how they live it. I remember being in junior high school, riding our bikes to Beverly Hills, to all the little schools, leave our bike and steal their bikes because they never even locked their bikes up.
Right.
We would ride our bikes to Beverly Hills, to the little elementary schools, leave our bikes, steal their bikes, and ride back to South Central. I mean, it's scandalous, but hey, hey, I did a lot of things that, man, it turned me into who the hell I am.
Right.
But
that was a nice ride too.
Man, to say that, it was like, always knew that once you know what Hollywood was like and Beverly Hills and even just West LA, we want to be there. So when we did school, we wasn't ditching in the hood. We was somewhere in Hollywood having a ball, feel me?
Right.
So I always knew that shit. That's where I want to be. Where people always say, oh man, you went to Hollywood, or you want to go to Hollywood. It was a stigma if you wanted to go to Hollywood. Me, I always wanted to go to Hollywood. That was my dream, to be in Hollywood, man, because I knew what it was like. And we used to go there with no money, looking good, and all the little nightclubs. And they didn't know that we was from South Central LA, 39th and Western. They didn't know that. Feel me? So it was like, shit. I snuck in a concert back in the day.
Right.
And I'm hobnobbing, you know, man, with the East Coast cats. And I wasn't even no rapper. And I'm like, man, they ain't no cooler than us. Man, I had on some shell tops with the laces gone. And I'm looking like Run DMC. And we from South Central. And when we made our way backstage and I'm hobnobbing with everybody and all the bras think I'm from New York, all they groupies that was in from LA that was all in the backstage, they thinking I'm one of the East Coast cats.
Right.
I went on that night, it's like, shit, I can do this too. I can do this too.
Right. So even look, even coming up, like I was going to speak on in the 80s, like you said, when all of that was going on and the Run DMC's early, when R&B was still heavy though, but the Run DMC stuff was coming in and all of that across LA, the Olympics and all of that. You was out there moving around there before the MCing. What was it like for you in those 80s? You gave a spill a little bit about it there, but what was those 80s like for Tweed Cadiilac, man?
It was the same. Speaking of the Olympics, I remember when the police was real heavy in the hood because they didn't really want a lot of blacks to be visible around the Coliseum.
Right.
But they really couldn't stop it. And I remember we knew some people that lived off of Vermont and like, I think it was like Harvard. And they used their driveway to park cars. They made, I don't know how much money. They were just making money, just people, because people didn't want to park. Parking was limited.
Right.
They was making money. And we looking at it, right? So we said, well, what can we do? So we started figuring out ways to sell money to the tourists, you know, man, that was coming in. So we selling water and all kind of stuff, just hustling, man. It's like we've always been, or at least the people I was around, we was always opportunists.
Hey, Tweed, let me interject. This is something I'm glad you mentioned. Let me interject real quick, not to cut you off, but I want to ask you, was that, excuse me, was that an advantage, like you said, as you learned to hustle with different things, being that your neighborhood was right there next to the Coliseum and all of USC and all of that? Was that an easier way, or not an easier way, but were those avenues made available for people to hustle more and get, you know, things cracking around that area because it was so much money coming over there or whatever?
Well, back then it wasn't like the police would be, come and check you to see, if you had a permit to sell, a vendor's license. There wasn't no Karens around back then, so you was basically man, I don't know how many Raiders games and Rams games that we snuck in as kids.
Yeah,
I snuck in the Funk Festival with Rick James, Bootsy. I actually was 10 paces away from Rick James, backstage, no pass, no nothing. And someone said, man, just go up to him. He was by himself, man. He had on street clothes. This was like early in the day. He didn't come on until that night. Dude had on regular clothes. And some said, man, just walk up to him. Walk up to him, he by himself. And I walked up to him, and he was looking around LA because the Coliseum, it was on the side where Dep C, were like the pillars and the trophies and stuff. And he was just walking around. I walked up to him, we chopped it up, talked, and it was like, dude was friendly as fuck to me. So once I got a glimpse and like, damn, man, this shit right here, this is cool. So we lingered around the whole time. And when Bootsy came on, I just got right behind the entourage and walked down the little ramp and came up because they figured I was somebody. I was back there. Feel me? Nobody never checked me. And man, I walked down the ramp with Bootsy to go to the stage. I'm into shit, man. We did the same thing at the Greek Theater with Teddy Pendergrass. I was there 3 nights in a row, and me and my buddy, man, Fred House.
Oh, that was a cold concert there.
Hey, man, the ladies' only concert we was there. On the stage. When the concert was over, Teddy walked off, and when the curtain opened, I'm standing there and I extended out my hand. He shook my hand, and we had been there since 5 o'clock that day. We went to the backstage area where all the sound people was, and I asked the guy, hey man, you guys need some help? And they just thought that we was somebody, because man, we was suited and booted. I grabbed the guitar to help the guy, and that's how we got in. Didn't have a pass or nothing. So when showtime came, we just mingled backstage with everybody. We suited and booted, we looking good. We looked like we belong. So when showtime came, we had nowhere to go because when we backstage, we just walked on the side of the curtains. I saw the whole show on the side of the curtains. And my 15 minutes of fame was when the curtains opened up all the way. When Teddy walked off, he extended his hand. No, I extended my hand. He shook my hand. And I just followed them back, me and Fred. And now we backstage with all the celebrities chilling. And they think that we are somebody. And we were some kids. Well, not kids. I was growing like 21. Backstage at the Greek Theater and chilling. And then what happened was we came back the next night. And they recognized, all the sound people recognized us from the previous night, let us right back in like it was all good. We did it 3 nights in a row.
Wow.
That was just one of many. So I always want to be that guy.
Right. Well, even before, now you moving around in the 80s, moving around, you're still before the 90s hit, before Tweed, Cadillac, or not so much the 90s, but where does the Tweed Cadillac come from? Where does the player in Mr. Brown come out or come in during this time period?
Man, I've been a player from junior high, from high school. The girls that love me. I'm a party rocket player, Mr. Tweed. I've always been that guy. I've never been afraid to approach a girl. That was never no fear. I don't give a damn. Everybody's talking about that she fine. Go say something to her then. And they wouldn't do nothing. And I go up there. Bam. Now I got it. Feel me? It's never been fear. What you gonna do? Say, get away from me, you ugly. I ain't feeling you. No problem. I go holler at your own girl. What are y'all gonna get with a player? I've always been a player. I've never had a problem approaching. I'm not afraid of women.
Right.
Never will be. I was a player before I was a rapper. I turned myself into a rapper. I didn't have aspirations of being a rapper until I saw that I could do it because I was a player. And when I say player, I mean player of life. Whatever the game is, I have a uniform. That's my analogy of what a player is.
Righteous. And speaking on that, let's take a quick intermission. I want to play something from this new project. You want to go to 1 or 2? But I want to play something from this classic 6-pack while we take a quick intermission.
Which classic 6-pack? Either one?
Yeah.
Okay, let me think about this. Play Get a Rendezvous. Reason I say that because kind of how I feel the state I'm in right now. And I'm buzzing too. Play Get a Rendezvous.
Okay.
Big shout out to DJ Quickster for looking out, man. Give me access to this track, man. Much love, sir. That man, and I had an option between 1 or 2. Let me think about this. What happens if I
Here we go.
If they give me 25, I might get a steak. Yo, quick. I'm about to kick this shit. Thanks for sliding that pass. My foot on the gas until the fucking car crashed. Folks ask me why I moved out of town. Simple clowns I didn't want to be around. Disappeared in the center and the winds did a ghost move. And y'all fake ass friends didn't give a fuck about splitting. Suckers didn't reciprocate the love I was giving. I think it's time for another get to rendezvous. So it wasn't no thing for me to bounce. I done been strapped in a lack we was out. Pushed up the 101 freeway. Got away from the he say, she say. Out of sight, out of mind. Figured out a grind I could shine at any given time. The hustle in me, not on me. Lessons that I learned on 39th Street. In the rap game, didn't that too. Toast to the fools ever thought I was through. I think it's time for another get to rendezvous. I'm not knowing who feel kinda trippy. Feel like these suckers I've been getting. Straight paranoid, feel like I'm slipping. On alert like a West Side crippin'. Haters ain't born, they made. Thinking that they better than another getting paid. Out here, soul shaking gang, can't stand when a bitch bring up a player name. I decided to keep my composure, maximize, utilize my exposure. You can laugh, think it's funny if you wanna. Skinny G Council leave your ass in a coma. So thanks for the favor, I'm delighted. Don't worry about me coming to a party uninvited. I think it's time for another get to rendezvous. I'ma let things straight unfold till it's my turn. Yet my truth's getting told. Suckers in a rut, on stuck. Wanna bow my for player when they see you on the come up. And sit back, lay in the cut. Can't apologize when they know they fucked up. It's a goddamn shame for a lame. Wanna downplay, disregard your claim for the fame. I didn't even peep that shit. With no speculation, I'm finna fucking represent. Better grip on the grip, better another grip, better another grip. I'll take your bitch. And I ain't on no kind of pimp shit. My merchandise nigga pay the rent. I think it's time for another get to rendezvous. This bit about to generate bread from a number 2 lead going upside your head. I done served suckers, I can name a few. East Coast casters with shell-toe shoes. Or West Coast students with Swiss with a K at the end, you stupid motherfucking bitch. Cause you gotta give on the strength. But come at me foul, never come at me dead. Sidestepping bullshit, baby. For me to do biz only happen when you pay me. You pay them other cats quite swell. Why I gotta chase fools down for the mail? They act like game come free. They want a free verse on a YouTube beat. I think it's time for another get to rendezvous.
Yes, sir. Tweed Cadiilac, baby. That's to get on rendezvous too. You can get that right now at tweedcadillac.com. The classic 6-pack Volume 1. He has a part 2 out now that just dropped, but that's on part 1 right there. Right, Tweed? Oh, Tweed was muted. My bad, Tweed. Tweed.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Could you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you
Okay.
very good, man.
Okay. Okay. Tell them, man, again, where they can get that classic 6-pack right now.
TweedCadiilac.com. No other nothing. It ain't in a little. Oh, I take that back. I just sold some units to Japan. So it's in Japan at their record stores. So you want to go over there or you want to go to TweedCadiilac.com. But other than that, that's about the gist of it, sir.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Featuring G-Lew too.
For sure. Yeah, I'm on there. We chasing rainbows, baby.
Spitting. He's a spinner. My dude.
Thank you, homie. Thank you, homie. Hey, Tweed. So we got a long way to go. Tell us how we Tweed is a player now. He's been a player, but he's really a player moving around Los Angeles. How does that bring you into these 90s or even before the 90s? I know you started. When did the MC bug bite? And when did you get it started? How did you get it started? How did it come together?
The bug bit in what year was it exactly? Let me think about this. 88. Okay. 88, when we started working on the PPC stuff. Yeah, like 1988. And
so did that come together? Was that the PPC first, or was it MCs? How did the whole, even the PPC thing?
Well, the PPC.
How did you get there?
Well, Ham is from 2 blocks away. I knew his brother. Really didn't know him that well, right? But I knew his brother 2 blocks away. Rest in peace, David Glenn Williams. That man, wow. He ended up getting killed right before the album came out, and that bothers me as well, because the last thing he told me said, "Man, I know y'all about to blow up, man." And he made a joke. He said, "Man, I don't want to catch you in no biker shorts like Hammer." That was the last words that he said to me jokingly. He said, "I know y'all about to blow up. Don't let me catch you in no biker shorts." You know, because that's how hip hop. You feel me?
Right.
And yeah, man, we started working every day, man. We all lived together on Browning, 2001 Browning, Clowning, where Safe and Sound video excerpt was shot. And we just started working, man, just try to put something together. And we put something together, and it is what it is.
Did you were you aware, because even before like PPC officially, you know, as far as on the label and distributed nationally, internationally, was in 91, but or 92.
That's correct. The day after the riots was the day that our album dropped.
Yes. Okay.
So riots, they burnt down all the goddamn record stores in LA. Couldn't nobody buy it. We dropped on August 29th. I mean, how ironic is that? Feel me? Who would have thought something like that would have happened?
Right. Yeah. But before we get there, Tweed, like, so that's 92. You got Quick, who comes out 90. So how was that like, even for you, to see you guys come together, make it happen, but Quick come in the picture and you guys groom that and put it all together, and then he comes and pretty much blows. Does that inspire you more or push you more, you and Ham, or how was that whole thing experience there early to learn, you know, or to see it firsthand, so you guys knew what to do, or what was the whole get down with that, because you were part of the whole thing?
Man, how do I put this? Be politically correct without stepping on toes, saying anything that's gonna offend anyone. To me, we knew where it came from. We didn't trip. A lot of songs I had a part in on his album. A lot of songs I was actually on the original Tonight. and I got cut out. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Shit happens. I'm just glad that somebody had made it. You know, feel me? So the only thing that bothered me, man, and I never forget this story too, is gonna be in my book. We'll talk about that later, but
Okay.
I was in front of the Forum. I had a flat tire, and I'm waiting for a tow truck. So I'm just sitting there because something was going on at the Forum that night when I'm rolling down Manchester, and I get that flat. I'm right there on Manchester and Prairie. I remember it was a Sizzler right there, and the Forum is right there, and the cemetery is right there. I'm sitting on the bus stop waiting for the tow truck, and a car pulls up. It was a 280ZX, had sounds. Dude driving, lady on the passenger side. They bumping tonight. She looks over at me on the bus stop and turns her nose up like I'm just a buster sitting on a bus stop. Didn't know that I had my hands like cookie dough all up in that song.
Right.
But the look that she gave me, like I was just a buster sitting on a bus stop. I never ever forgot that. That was my only thing that just you know, like I felt like Nicole Simpson. I was just getting stabbed up like, wow. She bobbing her head and then she look over at me like, oh, you busted. Like, wow. Biatch. You didn't even know that I was, you know.
Right.
Yeah. That kind of got me. But you know, it is what it is. Let's move on. Let's move on.
That's righteous. Okay, so moving forward too, like I was just taking the people back to let them know, you know, the whole structure and you know how you were there from day one. Even though you guys came out in '92, but Quick came out and people just don't know you had a big part in that, which was great.
Indeed, I did. And now, what do it really mean? You feel me? It's like to me.
But it's your history. It's your history. It's your history, though. It's your history. It needs to be written in the books. It needs to be. That's why we got to make sure we keep, you know, so it can be written in the books, homie. That's all, because that is the history. That's the history, bro.
All right.
Okay. So let's move forward now to the PPC, Penthouse Players Click. Okay. But we moving forward to the Penthouse Players Click, getting a deal with no other than, you guys don't go to Profile Records where Quick is. You get a deal with Mr. Eric Wright on the legendary Ruthless Records label.
Yes,
How
sir.
does that come together?
Friend of a friend, knew E, slid him a tape. Cats out of South Central, they hot. Got to E. E listened to it, felt it. Asked was Quick gonna be a part of the project. Quick agreed, signed the deal. Riots came. We out there.
Right. Hey, but let me ask you this. I never asked you this. I don't think anyone ever did. But the recording and the making of the Penthouse Players Click debut album, what was the name of it again?
Paid the cost.
The making of the album, the production, everything. I don't know what you guys were afforded budgets. I know you had E, so he can make a lot happen. Were you happy? And what was the recording process like? And were you satisfied or happy with how everything came out in your mind?
Actually, yes and no. I was happy of the recording process. It was comfortable. It was feasible. We got things done the way we wanted to get them done. What I wasn't happy about was one song that I did that everybody likes and loves. And I think I've told this story on a few other interviews. Was Pimp Lane's song. When I recorded that song, I did it at a certain tempo where I was comfortable. And when it got mixed by Quick and mastered, he speeded it up, said that it was supposed to be for the clubs, you know, but it made it uncomfortable because it was at this tempo. It was fly. It was that I was in my comfort zone. When it got mixed and when I heard it, now it's like this. And it's like, wow. Now I have to perform this shit and it's way up. It's like, that was the only thing that I wasn't happy about. But what can I do? It's already out there.
Right.
Yeah, that kind of bothered me for years and years and years. And I'm over it, but I ain't over it. But I'm over it because it don't mean nothing now. This is 2021. Yeah. I was kind of like, damn, dude. I don't think I'm finna rap this fast.
Let me ask you this too, and I'm only asking you because people asked me to ask you as well. On other parts of the recording process, people want to know what was the process like. How were the songs put together and already formats, and who was going to get on what? Because it seems, you know, Ham had more input on a lot more of the album opposed to Tweed, where even some people like to love some songs, and you got to tell them I'm not even on that part. You know what I mean? Because I witnessed.
I never had to do that because that was the initial plan.
Okay,
that was the initial plan. It was Ham was out there, and then the thing was you be Chuck D, I'll be Flavor Flav.
Right.
We can go back and Penthouse album, then you can get you a Tweed Cadiilac album, and we can do like how Chuck D and Flavor Flav did. That was the initial plan. That's what reason I was sprinkled. If you notice on that Penthouse album, I did the intro, I did the outro, I had 2 solo songs, I did a hook. I'm sprinkled here and there. The whole plan was so I would be able to get a solo album and we could still be PPC, same way Public Enemy did with Flavor Flav. That was the initial plan. But the Rich got thrown into the project upon the release of the album. Priority Records said, well, they had to amend me to the contract. So I ended up having to sign or it's going to fuck up everything. I wasn't really initially didn't want to sign the contract because that wasn't the plan. Right. So man, it was variations, man. The politics of the music industry that if I know what I know now, I never should have signed the contract. But then I probably would have got shot or beat up by everybody else and a lot of shit could have went down. Right. Anything could have happened.
Yeah, I got you because by you signing that contract, there's a lot of other people. It's a whole, people depending on that.
When it came up, man.
Yeah. Hey, do you think
at its finest? It was kind of coercion, and I don't want to stop nobody else, man. You know, man.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people have went through that same thing that just probably never spoke on. Let me ask you this: do you think is it safe to say, or do you think in some way or aspect, the industry, and not so much the music industry, just the industry period, or politics, or things that go on inside this industry like that sometimes, turn people against each other, but makes friction upon people or groups or whatever, how they came in, they usually don't come out the same way.
Of course, man. It happens with all factions, and it could be R&B, it could be hip hop, it could be blues, it could be any genre, man. I mean, when you look at the Ohio players,
right?
I mean, look at the Ohio players. They had everything they wanted. One guy fucked it all up and demised everybody. I mean, it's like once money get into the picture, man, it changes a lot of things, and you'll realize that it be out of your control, but yet you rolling on the ship.
Right.
So what do? You jump into the ocean without a life raft, or do you continue to roll until somebody throw you a life raft, or do you stay on the ship until it sink? It's like it's so many variables, man. So many variables. And when I interview a lot of artists on my radio show, we hear the stories. We know they was there for the music.
Right.
They didn't realize that it wasn't just about the music.
Right.
The music was the least of their worries down the road. Right. So to minimize that, if I knew what I knew now, a lot of things would have been different.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to say, well, damn, if I would have pulled out, I wouldn't have had a baby. It's like, come on, man. It is what it is. I don't like that.
And it's almost like that whole part of the industry and all the shit takes away from the artistry sometimes and the passion, and for you to even like, it's hard it's hard to dig that out, and grab the passion like you want,
Yes, it's no other way to put it. Yes. Imagine if you have to go to the studio and you stressed out, or it's like you can't even focus on the art because you got all these other issues. And it's like, man, once I realized that everybody I know that was in the artistry that had money, was within the industry, I said artistry, within the industry that had money, a lot of them wish that they didn't have the money that they had. A lot of them wanted to hoard the money that they had. A lot of them felt guilty for having the money that they had.
Wow.
So either way it go, it's like you really can't. If you ain't grounded, man, the money don't mean shit. What's that, Mom?
Water.
I'm good. Yeah, the money don't mean shit.
Right.
Because money ain't gonna really make you happy if you got other shit going on in your life. And I had a lot of things going on in my life. It's like I had a baby the following year that I came out. So now I got all these other external things that going on in my life.
Hey, Tweed, let me ask you this. Speaking, like I said, when the production and recording process, the album comes out, we spoke on that and what everything was set up to be. How was following the layout? Well, we know what happened when they came out. It was the riot, so that crippled the release tremendously, I'm sure.
No, only in Los Angeles, though.
Yeah, in LA. That's what I'm about to say. In
that's
LA.
only there.
So we get past, we sure it took a minute to get past that because the riots left in effect not only music, that was bigger than music. So it affected people personally. But once we get past that, months down the line, the album is out, is doing what it's doing, the numbers or whatever. How is your time now following the album release? What's going on with the label and with you and Ham and the whole crew? Is everything good? Are we now talking about maybe a Tweed album? What's really going on Ruthless, with you?
Oh, man.
I mean, let's talk about it.
Man, I really don't want to talk about it because
we don't want to. I don't want to bring up no name. I just wanted to ask about Ruthless, your time at Ruthless. Even before Eric died. I know after Eric died, it was a lot of bullshit. But even maybe before Eric died, were there good times? Like, did you?
Yes.
What was good about being on Ruthless?
There were good times, but
okay.
It was a lot of internal stuff that happened because we were scheduled to do this tour and we had different management and that kind of messed it up. Ham had a manager and then I had another manager and it was like conflict of interest. And when the tour was scheduled to do it, I words got to change and figures and we kind of shot each other in the foot, man. To be honest with you, if we would have been more of a unit together, but we kind of shot each other in the foot. And thinking about it now, it's like we didn't know what the hell we was doing. We wasn't no industry, man. We was dudes from the hood.
Right.
We would have went about it different. Everything would have been different, man.
Right.
Feel me? But I just wanted what was best for us. And when I realized that maybe I need to want what's best for me and not really think about us, because the direction that it was going, I didn't think that my input mattered, because this is where the ball was supposed to be bouncing at. So if I don't want to bounce the ball over there, maybe I need my own representation. And that could have put a strain in things as well.
Right.
So
I can dig it.
It happened. It is what it is, man. That was 30 years ago. I've ran circles around.
You run laps.
Marathons. 30 years ago, dude, I ain't the same cat that I am now.
Right.
So
Hey, well, check it out. That's a great segue, because we're going to take another very quick intermission. I need to go get some ice for my beverage, right? And we're going to come right back. But that was a great segue, because I want to play this one right here. This is off the classic 6-pack part 2, the one with the Colt 45s on the cover.
Oh, okay, can you tell me? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me go. It wasn't easy for a G. It wasn't easy for a G. My life been up and down, smiles and frowns, state to state, town to town, thinking of a better way to get ahead. Don't want to be found in the streets dead. Never ever want to be a cat laying around looking for a handout, looking like a hood clown. Ain't nothing fly about being no bum. I had to get something, and I still ain't done. No matter where you from, I knew right from wrong. 30 years ago, I should have wrote this song. The time is now, as I look into my life. I withstood all the pain, the stress, and the strife. I lost a wife, I lost a house. I kept on mashing, beyond a shadow of a doubt. My head always been held high, maintain my clout. See what I'm about, you will see what I'm about. It ain't easy being a G. It ain't easy being a G. It ain't easy being a G. Please believe me. Yo, I got banged on. I got put in a chokehold. I just scrap a dude 6'2". Another occasion, I got jacked. I got sucker punched. Damn, I was just out having lunch. I got evicted on my birthday. For a few years, I even thought that my shit didn't even stink. I done dodged a few bullets. But that day I had a gat on me, I couldn't even pull it. I missed my man cave in my garage. Blue light effect, surround sound seating deck. I missed some concerts in arenas. I missed the limo rides back in the day from the Escalades. I remember drinking on a plane, chilling back, kicking it, saying hip hop array, magazine covers, looking at the charts on bus stop benches, feeling like I was a star.
Yep. That's Tweed Cadiilac right there. The classic 6-pack, volume 2, available right now exclusively at tweedcadillac.com. Let me see. We can bring Tweed back in. There he is. Yeah, available exclusively at Tweed. That's one of my favorites as well. Even though you're not really, talking some real talk on there, and
that ain't no rap song. I was just went in the booth and just started just talking. You know, that's poetry in motion in real time, basically.
That part. So now I want to move a little bit past Ruthless because that left somewhat of a bad backwash in your mouth. So, but let me say this: rest in peace to Eric. But moving past, not all the way past, but okay, Eric passes away. You know the problems with Ruthless going on. What gives you? I know it took a while and you got everything situated, but even after that, what was your inspiration to keep moving forward to want to pursue rap? You know, maybe going through the rough times of the industry or whatever. What gave you the inspiration to still want to continue?
So what's it supposed to do? Quit, die, lay down, go work at Burger King? What made me want to keep going is because I got to keep going. A winner never quit, and a quitter never win.
Right.
You feel me? It's like, come on, man. I'd have been a fool to give up, and and that's how I got suckered by my ex-wife. Oh, I don't care about. I didn't marry Tweed Cadiilac. I married blah 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 blah. I ain't trying to put my government out there, but she told me that, and my stupid ass believed it. My stupid ass believed it. When, if I believe that, okay, well, baby, I'll settle down. I drove a forklift at Arrowhead Water from 11 o'clock at night to 7:30 in the morning. Said, fuck rap. I got a family now. Fuck rap. Only for her to bank out on me. You feel me? Because I believe that. I didn't marry Tweed Cadiilac. Yes, you did marry Tweed Cadiilac. Because Tweed Cadiilac was the government name that I got. And that government name that I got was Tweed Cadiilac. But I fell for that shit. Feel me? And I should have kept on mashing. But I shot myself in the foot and took years off of my career when I shouldn't have did it. So, man, don't get me a dub, man. Don't get me.
Okay, no, we're not gonna get you worked up and riled up. So after this, so what brings the reintroduction to Tweed? When does Tweed come back in the game, and how does he do it, and who does he do it with?
I came back in the game. I said, shit, nigga, I'm fit to get back in the game. And that's exactly what I did. I assembled a team around me of artists, producers that said, man, let's do this. What you want to talk about? I'm gonna talk about this. Man, I need this track, man. I'm looking for this sound. And I just kept on mashing. It's long about. I was always taught, man, if you bouncing a ball down the court, dude, long as you keep bouncing that ball down the court, you ain't got to take a shot. But the closer you get to the goal, that could be a layup. I could have stopped at the 3-point line, and maybe I'll be a one-hit wonder if it go in. But if you keep bouncing that ball, player, and I'm maneuvering, and I'm shaking, baking, and feel me, once I get closer to the goal, I might get finger rolling, put that in silky. Right. I've always had that mentality.
Got action. You got more action.
It's all about the percentages, man.
Ooh.
Everybody can't beat Steph Curry. Feel me? Everybody can't do that. But you can beat Kareem with that sky hook where he knows if I get up in this perimeter.
Right.
And I've always had that.
No, you're right. Right. So now you come back, but you come back in now and you're working with a lot of different people, producers. You even got a chance to work with Daryl Mack, DMC. I mean, you were doing a lot of different things.
In a prayer. That was it in a prayer. That man, that right there was
Western Ave. Don't do that, Western Ave Queen. I had to get whatever I had at the store. Don't put me on blast. Go ahead, Tweed. My bad.
Hey, look, that was if in prayer to be able to do that. And what happened was the lawyer that I got just turned out that it was Daryl Mack's lawyer.
Wow.
So when he tried to sell me on that fact, And like, Jerome Mack, are you serious? And he put it together. And the producer that did that song was my godson. He was 18 years old. He didn't even know who Run DMC was. Wow. And I said, man, this is the greatest rap group of all time. He never even heard of Run DMC when he produced that track. And as me and Jerome Mack talked, I'm thinking I'm going to get Run too. He said, Tweed, can't promise you Run.
You pushing it.
Yeah, but I got you.
Right.
So I said, Jerome Mack.
Daryl Mack was Run, well, you already know Run was the face and all that, but Daryl Mack was the guy. You know that, the guy for the lyrics and the whole get, Daryl Mack was that guy.
And and he had an issue with his voice right about that.
Yeah.
And he still did it for me. So I told Daryl Mack, look, man, I'm gonna be Run. We're gonna sound like DMC. And if you notice the production, I produced that whole record to add the Peter Piper in the spot. Listen to that song, I Am Run. And if you listen to that song, he's from the East Coast. I'm talking West Coast shit.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very proud of that song. Yeah, it didn't blow the fuck up, but how many people got a song with Jerome Mack?
Right.
So to me, that was an accomplishment, man, in my career. I'm still proud of that song to this day. I might just get it remastered and see if I could throw it back out there. But man,
out there, at least start putting it in rotation on the show or something. Get the people familiar.
It was a cool song, and I never heard Jerome Mack cuss on no Run DMC album, but he actually said something on that song, and man, to me that was an accomplishment.
Right.
One accomplishment and I did it with the right intentions. You feel me? So when it manifested, it just gave me more hope. It basically just gave me hope to keep on mashing, keep that ball bouncing. Man, that's basically all I've been doing, man. My whole career, man. I ain't gonna never be a quitter.
Right.
Because the quitter ain't gonna never win. And I'm a winner, man. And I'm gonna get mine.
I gotta get mine. I gotta get yours.
I'm gonna get mine.
That part.
Get mine.
Tweed Cadiilac, baby. Hey, we got a question in the chat. Elliot Delgado, the top model, says, G, how and when did y'all cross paths?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because personally, I don't even remember. To be honest with you, I was thinking about that too. Like, damn, I've been rocking, man, with this cat. And we used to talk and stuff. And I remember I said, man, G, man, can you help me, man? Because I'm going through this cancer. My voice ain't there. Man, can you just help me, man? And you've been rocking with me ever since. And I truly respect that, man.
Nah, but we go even way before that came on, and it was no question. I had your back, But way before that, like, people don't know. Like, I don't know, like you said, how we really hooked up. I think I interviewed Tweed years ago once like that, and kind of we stayed in contact, and then we really just stayed in contact to where, like I said, he just did some things for me. Everybody knows this is the After Hours, but I have my Blog Talk radio show, and I've been doing that for some years, and me and Tweed are partners. We're not partners, but he's on Blog Talk as well, so we're like brother stations. And Tweed, just laced me on some things way back, man, and it always just stuck with me, and he was just always kind of like a mentor with me on the radio thing, as far as what I wanted to do in the direction I wanted to go in. So Tweed has always been like a mentor. So like he just said, even when he came to me years later to help him with his thing, because he was going through some issues with his voice, Tweed fought, well, I don't know if he wanted to put his business out there, but he's a survivor of
cancer, man.
Cancer.
It's real. It's real. And the funny part about it is, it was so real to when it hit me in the face, there was nothing I could do but accept it. And I came home that day and I was just towed down. I was like, what the fuck? The doctor that told me he didn't even have no compassion. And it was like he just walked in the room. Well, the X-rays and the charts, and well, yeah, looks like that you have a tumor on your vocal cord. And it said, well, basically, good luck with that, but it's not my specialty, and I'm out. That's kind of how it came at me, right?
Right.
Now we gotta suck this up, and I'm like, damn. Of all the places that I could have cancer on my vocal cord, that's my voice is my livelihood. That's like Curry.
The wrist, his wrist.
Yeah, now he can't shoot a jump shot. It was like of all the places that it can happen, that's where it happened at. It was like, wow. I was just distraught, dude. I was distraught. Didn't know what I was going to do. And then I went through 16 weeks of radiation treatment where they got it. But my voice has never came back to where it was. And I had to live with that.
Right.
But what did I do? Keep the fucking ball bouncing. That's all I can do. I want to quit 99 times.
Right.
I still want to quit 99 times. But it's like, man, a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. But man, real spit, man. Real spit.
It don't get no realer than that.
If it wasn't for you, my brother, to hold me up when I could barely talk good at all, let alone trying to rap again, who would have thought I would even be able to do this EP?
Right.
And I'm still ain't at 100% because I know what I'm supposed to sound like. And I know what I sound like. So it's like, man, it is what it is. But I really want to commend you for looking out, holding me down when I'm doing this radio show, when I knew I was not there 100%. You really went out of your way to look out for me.
Oh, man.
Believe me, sir.
Man, that's, like I said, that's no question, man.
That, man.
That's no question. Like I said, that's just no question. I'll leave it at that. But we moved a little bit ahead. Now we passed, you in and out of the rap game, coming back in, doing your thing. But then you discover the legendary, where you haven't looked back since, 93 Tweed FMism, and Tweed Cadiilac is now a radio, what do you call that? Personality, doing his thing. Now probably 12 years now. How does this come about with the radio programming thing? How does this get started?
Yeah, that's a crazy story too.
And the name of the station.
That's a crazy story. What happened was I was asked to do an interview on a station. And I did an interview, and the guy said, man, you should have your own show, because, so he offered me a radio show on his blog talk show.
Right.
So as I started doing it, I would reach back at all the people that I actually work, because he said, if you could present me with a radio show that you would like to do. I said, well, I'd like to do oldies show, because I'm in oldies. Right. He said, present something for me and I'll give you your own show. But it was on his platform. Great opportunity for me, as I thought. I didn't really know anybody other than Blue Magic, because I did a song with them. Kevin Slow Jam and James, because I did a song with them. So they were my first guests. So as the ball started bouncing, I'm getting all these other R&B guests, and then all of a sudden he got funny on me. He told me that I had to mention his record label 4 times per 2-hour show. And his record label was ganking people. And I didn't really want to be a part of that.
Right.
It's like, dude. One day, he just pulled the plug on me. I go to load up the show. I don't have access to the show. Little did I know that I could have had my own show for the money that he was spending. Once I found that out, I started my own show. And what I do, like I've been telling you forever, G-Lew, keep the ball bouncing.
Keep it bouncing.
Keep it bouncing. Now I got all these other stars coming through. And now I'm 10 years strong. Dude don't even holler at me no more. He know what I'm doing. Because those shows that I had under his belt, he got them on other platforms.
Right.
The Whispers. I interviewed the Whispers. He got that. I have access to that show. I could put it on my platform if I want to. I could put it on YouTube or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, I let him have that. And I kept the ball bouncing.
So how do you get your game? How do you get the game to, like you said, okay, let me do my own thing? You know what I mean? Or how does that even happen with the it's a fallout or whatever? You just move past it and create your own lane.
Once I realized that I couldn't be a part of this extracurriculars because they would have affected me. He was ganking people on his record label. Feel me? So it's like he gonna tell me that I have to give a sponsorship and talk about his record labels 4 times within my 2-hour radio show. And I know for a fact that he's ganking people. So for me to do that, he put me in a part of propaganda, and I wasn't with that. So when I refused, he pulled a plug. I said, man, why do I have to say this, man? Because I don't have nothing to do with that. This is me over here. This is what I bring to your table.
Right.
I'd rather not have to do that. And he had a problem with it. And I forgot what guests I had that night that was big too. And I go to log in, access denied. Access denied. That's exactly what happened to me. So I started my own show, kept the ball bouncing, and here we are now.
Wow.
Yeah, that dude don't even holler at me, don't do nothing. Ain't said a word to me since.
Wow.
Wow.
How was it? Let me ask you this before we get into 93 Point Tweed FMism officially under Tweed Cadiilac. How did going through that, because you realize sometimes too when you get into this game over here, you know, the radio or entertainment, whatever, just because it's not over here per se Hollywood, it's in different communities, and the shit gets the same Hollywood feel like this shit get Hollywood sometimes. You know, what do you feel about that, and how were you able to maneuver, move around that bullshit?
Well, personally, I figure that if you change genres, it's gonna always be people that love Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson, 82 years old. Folks still love him. So if I deal with R&B people, I'm not gonna get that hate. Excuse me. I'm not gonna get the stigma of being a rapper. People I've interviewed, a lot of them don't even know I was ever a rapper. So it's like, that's how you present yourself.
Right.
A lot of times I'll tell them, a lot of times I won't. They know. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
And they like me personally. They like you personally. When they talk to us, do they give a damn if we rappers? Do they know that we're rappers?
No.
They don't even ask.
Right.
We make them feel welcome. They tell us their stories. We have more fun than they have. Right.
That's the motto. Hey, Tweed, now speaking on that, that little get down, let's get into all the way fully 93 Point Tweed FMism, how the name gets presented, even though if that was presented before, but how does the name come into place? And then tell me what's the premise of 93 Tweed FMism, because it's a special thing that you get when you go to 93 Point Tweed. It's not just your regular station, your regular even oldie station. It's the way you get down and where you do it. tell us the premise of 93 Point Tweed FMism. What's the whole get down of it and what people can expect when they go on there?
Well, it's simply from the name. Only reason I said 93 Point Tweed because it rhymed.
Okay.
It was man. It was as simple as that, man. It wasn't no actual structure or set out plan. It was like 93 Tweed. It just basically rhymed.
Right.
93 Tweed FM. Then I put the ism on the end just to solidify. That's basically man, I started. But I just want to do the oldies because it's all I know. I grew up on oldies. It was perfect for me. I didn't want to do rap music because then I would have had all these rappers coming out the corner that I knew in hip hop that would have been asking to get on the show. Can't tell somebody no that you know that do underground rap, they would have a problem. And all the rappers knew me. They would have bombarded me with, then my show would have went in a direction that I didn't want to go in. That's the reason I never wanted to do rap music. That was the reason the show wasn't supposed to be about rap. I still get it to this day. And I've let a few artists get on, but that really wasn't the focus of what it was supposed to be about. So I want to stay within the scheme of things that I know, because I want to interview people that like-minded like me. They might have had success, but not the level of success they wanted. And they want to tell their story. My most memorable interview that really, really made me feel good about what I'm doing is when we interviewed Dionne Warwick. I never would have thought that I would have ever landed an interview with Dionne Warwick.
That was big. That was big.
And it was like,
that was big.
Cool. That was cool, man. To me, it was cool on so many other levels. And she had a good time.
She was comfortable though. Yeah, she was kicking it too. Like whatever. That's what made it even better. She wasn't acting all too whoom or ready to get out of there. She kicked it the whole time.
And
you know what I mean? It was enjoying it, talking shit and everything.
Herself.
Yeah.
And it was past her bedtime.
Yeah.
And she stayed up and enjoyed it.
That right there, yeah, that was big.
That right there gives me great satisfaction, man. And a lot of people that we interviewed have passed.
Yeah.
Von Mason, Bounce Rock Skate. He died. Great interview. Louis Rankin,
original Jamaican Don Dada. Damn, that was like the last interview he did, really. I would say.
Not the last, but
one of them.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're right. It was a little bit after that, but
he might have did a couple more, but yes.
It was close. That was crazy, bro.
And we just lost Sarah Dash from Patti LaBelle, a LaBelle group.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a ball. Yeah. So it was like, man, all the stars that I grew up listening to, I've actually had a chance to sit down, converse with them, enjoy their company, and they've enjoyed our company. That right there gives me more satisfaction than any rap record I could do. I done talked to Karen White, Denise Williams, Tom Brown, man, don't make me name names. That right there means something to me.
Yeah, for real. That's an incredible resume, man. Incredible resume, brother.
Man.
Like you say, the unsung show they show on TV One, that's Tweed Cadiilac right there, probably 90%.
They basically all have been through me, through my platform, and all of them have had a great time and experience. We learned from them. We cried with them. We felt their plight along the way. We understood what they went through. That right there is satisfaction to me, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. It don't get no better than that. To me, personally, it don't get no better than that.
So you're right. Hey, Tweed, speaking like on one of your most memorable interviews, like you just said, can you remember, if you can, one of your first, or if not even the first, one of the very first like big interviews for you, or something you pulled off? Like you said, maybe you had a couple you could pull out the hat, but the one you first pulled off that you were surprised and you made happen early on in the show.
Let me think about it. And it was somebody that really would. I remember I had the emotions. Oh,
The sisters.
the emotions. You know, Mitzi said the emotions.
Emotions.
They she said, Tweed, I can't talk to you right now, and you know, I'm gonna do the show for you, but we're shooting a episode of Unsung, and I'm gonna mention you on Unsung. And it was like, you're gonna mention me on Unsung? Thank you, Miss Wanda.
Right.
And then she came back at a later date. But to me, my most memorable was Marshall Rock Jones from the All Player.
Okay.
The bass player that wears the turban. After I interviewed that man stayed close to me, and we talked on the phone for weeks. I mean, weeks and months. He turned out to be a friend of mine.
Right.
Told me everything I ever thought I knew about the All Players. And then he passed away. And it was like, that really stuck out.
Right.
And then God Mama Millie Jackson, man. Oh my God.
Right.
Only reason I haven't had her is because it's past her bedtime and she's in Georgia. And she don't, you know, but I can call her right now. She gonna cuss me out. Nigga, where the hell you been? Fucking Tweed Cadiilac. Oh man, you don't even check on me and shit. She gonna cuss me out. Man, oh my God. I can pick up the phone and call Millie Jackson. I mean, a man can do that. A little boy from South Central LA. And I've always told this story. I think I told you, G-Lew. If I ever lose my phone, somebody find it and they going through and see all the names of these R&B stars, they would think that shit is fake. But I've kept relationships with a lot of people. Feel me?
Right.
And I can reach out and touch you because they respect what I'm doing. They respect who I am. And they pay me homage the same way I paid them homage. That's an honor, man. That's a privilege, man. That's some shit that your money can't fucking buy.
Right. I want to ask you next, Tweed. And I don't know how you would answer this, but what would you say over your long career that you've had in the game? Would you say was one of your most, I don't want to say memorable, but just one of the moments of it all that you really could even think now and say, man, that was one of the best times, or something you could be proud of, like right now, over this long career you had, whether good or bad?
In rap or radio, because I got a gag.
Well, it could be either one. Because even if it's in the radio, that mean it was bigger than your rap shit. I don't know.
One that blew my mind. Oh man, and let me figure out where was that. I think we was in, was it Detroit or Chicago? I think we was in Detroit, and on the tour, the Ghetto Boys will come on after us.
Right.
And I always want to see, I never got a chance to see the show. You feel me? And so I asked the security dudes, could they escort me out to the, you know, in the front like the fans. I want to see the fucking show.
Right.
And about 6 dudes, you know, with the yellow coats and security coats, walk me out. Now, they got me surrounded in a circle. And I'm watching the show, and girls, they pushing girls back. And I'm like, damn, the girls is all, they like that. So it's like, I didn't do it to be Hollywood. I just really just want to see the show, because every night we never really got a chance to see the show. So anyway, a girl came up and she's like, Tweed. So I said, hey man, let her in. So she came into the circle and she said, can I just touch you? And it was like, wow. I had a Sharpie in my back pocket, right? And I turned her around and I wrote Tweed Cadillac, baby, on her ass, on her jeans. And that right there was like, wow, that shit was funny as fuck. But yeah, man, that was a moment that like, wow.
Right.
I'll never forget that moment. But, man, it's been so many fun times, man, with fans and
right.
Man.
Do you ever miss let me ask you this, and that's I don't know, it's kind of crazy how you would answer this because you're older, so that's maybe in your younger years, but that's what I was going to say, do you miss any part of being Tweed Cadillac, the rapper industry, or do you think it could have been more done, or you could have pushed harder, or you just can cool with what happened, or how do you feel overall is about Tweed Cadillac as an artist before you get into the radio game and that
as
part?
An artist, I believe that once you how do you put this? It's the old saying that you're only as hot as the last song you got. Everybody, man, they've been saying that shit for years, man. You only as hot as the last song you got. And they also say that all you need is one hit and you'll be remembered forever. That is true. Both of those are true. Because if you look at it now, JJ Fad's still out there doing Supersonic 30 years later.
Right.
Rodney O still out there doing Everlasting Bass right mother sucking now.
Right.
So yes, if I would have had a hit, my life I would have been able to make consistent money. I would love to have been a one-hit wonder. Because if you're a one-hit wonder, you could always go get some money. So it's nothing wrong with that. I really don't have no regrets, but I just wish that I would have had a better team in regards to booking agents and things of that, of management, things of that nature. Once I went solo to propel me into a better situation.
Right.
So I wouldn't have to consistently do it all on my own. Because I've been consistently I haven't signed a contract since 2007. That was after Ruthless Records. That was the last recording contract I ever signed. And when that fell apart, all my music from 2007 till now has been produced by me and distributed by me. So I take pride in that.
That part.
I take pride in that, man, because a lot of cats would have gave up years ago.
Right.
I do music because I can, not because I have to. Feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see where we're at. Let me take a very quick intermission, go get some ice. And speaking on that, we're going to go to the classic 6-pack part 1 with the oldie on the front.
Oh, man, can I give a suggestion? Okay.
When we come back.
It's like a mystery going through all this history, trying to deal with life while moving through this music industry. It's like the energy takes control of us physically. Mind over matter, but the matter seems to be mentally. But yet we still be chasing rainbows visibly, looking for the gold at the end of the road endlessly. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how we make it from the bottom but still be going under. Had to call my homeboy Tweed to get some game, try to figure out the ways of the world and how we change. It's like we going through a phase in the maze when they take us out the cell but still keep us in cages. We've been dealing with the same shit for ages, same lies told from these history book pages. Different names but the same faces, so in turn the same rainbow we keep chasing. Yeah.
looking at the sky while sitting on the beach. Nothing's out of reach for me as far as I can see. Life is not a mystery, depending on how you think. Make one more move, end up in the clique. Tried to watch my step, but I stumbled on a few. Picked up my hat, dusted off and kept it cool. I've been chasing rainbows my whole entire life. Have you ever flown a kite to see its reach its highest heights? The birth of my baby maybe understand what it is to be a man, to be in Cheyenne. Now I got a grandson, a tiny mini me. I call him Scholar Man, he called me Papa Tweed. A generation planted from the birth of my seeds. Living up to everything I thought that there would be. I be seeing rainbows sitting on the beach. Nothing's out of reach for me as far as I can see.
Okay, we are back with Tweed Cadiilac after hours live show. That's off the new EP, the Classic 6-Pack Volume 1. Available at tweedcadillac.com. Tweed Cadiilac.
Yes, sir.
What's up, player?
Man, I want to hear that man, what's the name of that song, man, with me and Bishop Lamont on the Volume 1.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites as well. Say less, man.
Man, I would love it. That's my conviction, man. Man, I would love to hear that song, man.
Let's do it. Tweed Cadiilac. Tweed Cadiilac, Bishop Lamont, Classic 6-Pack Volume 1.
Never was a guy to keep my eye on just one girl. Now I get away quick from any chick before I got tied.
Life is a mystery at this point, more like a myth to me. Our past is in the past, so stop bringing up old history based on his story and not my story intentionally. See, even my haters say I'm a great guy before they start trying to diss me, and that's a total waste. Cause to disrespect me, you would need to have me earn your respect in the first place. You a junior woodchuck and ain't got that marriage badge, doofus. Now who's the doofus while I'm sitting in something ruthless? Bumping easy does it, feeling so ruthless, but that ain't my label. I control the horizontal and the vertical. Outlier, outsider from the outer limit, spouting hot fire. You a dick rider catching vertigo. I'm the umpire, always seeing what you throw. Phony ass bitch niggas didn't believe me back then. Now I call them missed out fire. But I get carried away, forgive me. That's the past. Your mind can, you get too emotional and you start getting lost in all these stories, and I get carried away. I need to stay focused on the right now. Hey, Tweed, thank you for having me, brother. Salute to the legend.
For every action, there's a reaction. It truly depends on how I react to your actions. No emotion will be shown. You can't get up under my skin, I'm grown. That's not what men do. So to be perfectly honest, I can see through you. Some cats don't even have a clue. I ain't studying you, you ain't me and I ain't you. Okay, your suit, you couldn't fit my shoes. No need for me to ever lose my cool. In public especially, looking like a fool. Me get carried away, not really. That's what females do, they have emotional tirades. I'm too busy slaying MCs. Spitting this street and poetry with the greatest of ease. Blowing minds on records and a hobby. So I refuse to do it sloppy, you got me. I just get carried away. 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 I just get carried away.
Tweed Cadiilac, baby.
That
Classic
song,
6-Pack.
I love that song, man.
That's already. They say that's already a certified classic. Tweed
Rest
already.
in peace, Ron Banks, man. The Fabulous Dramatics, man. Lenny Mays, man.
Yes.
Man, them my boys. L.J. Reynolds, and I interviewed them too.
Yeah.
Man, the Dramatics, man. All-time favorites. Not favorites, favorites.
Hey, Tweed, let me ask you this before I forget again. We spoke about Unsung earlier. You interviewing 90% of the people on there, things of that nature, the connections. But somehow, some way, Tweed Cadiilac finds himself on the legendary Unsung series. Tell us about that and how was that experience being on Unsung after being a fan of it and interviewing people or whatever the case?
Wow. Timing, right place at the right time. Just so happens when Quick was doing the Midnight Life album, I was in his presence along that time frame, and they approached him to be on Unsung, and wow, next thing I know, I'm on Unsung.
Right.
So man, it's like wow. To me, that was a pinnacle. That gave me more hope and more of a vision because the executive producer, Mr. B. Frank Williams from the Bay, my dude, man, thumbs up, all of that to that guy right there. True rebel, man. He's done documentaries on everybody from the Bay. He know 40, Short, Fab, I mean, name it. P. Frank Williams is the man. But anyway, he knew who I was because when I shot my segment, Quick wasn't there.
Right.
When I walked in the door, he already Alibaba me, knew who I was, and said, man, it's gonna be a fun, comfortable experience. I got you, don't trip. And it went down like that.
Right.
And my wildest dreams, I was the Unsung guy, man. To this day, I watch it, all the new episodes. I don't think I've ever missed the Unsung on any artist. I watched them all. So for me to actually be on there and people, Tweed, you on TV, You're like, oh, but now you want to call me, right? You want to call me now because you see me on Unsung, really? That kind of bothered me too. Like, oh, now you want to call me.
Right.
But yeah, I never would have thought in a million years that I would have been on there after interviewing all those people. So everything goes in circles, man. You know, never count nobody out. Karma is a BITCH. So it's like you never know what life direction is going to lead you in. You just never know, man. You never know, man. And you got to take the blessings as they come, how they come, respect them, appreciate them, and give them back. If you do that, I believe that your wildest dreams could come true. I say that to anybody that's trying to do things. Suppose I was an artist and I've been painting pictures for 25 years. I might have sold a couple portraits here and there, but you never know. One portrait, somebody can come through and blah, buy it and give you an astronomical amount of money. Right. Go put it in a museum, and now it's world renowned. And you painted that picture 7 years ago. Right. You forgot about it. Didn't even hide sign it. Didn't even know nobody would ever be interested in it. And that picture could be the one. Could have been the Mona Lisa.
Wow.
Whenever I get excited, man, I be coughing, man. It's radiation.
We want to keep you calm, and we're not even gonna hold you too much longer, Tweed, because I know you hung out a good time with us tonight, man, and it's well appreciated. I want to ask you, speaking on 93 point Tweed FMism again, for the people who not tapped in with the radio station, 93 point Tweed FMism on Blog Talk Radio. Just Google Tweed Cadiilac and you should see the station, but it's 93 point Tweed.
See all of that.
Yeah, but Tweed,
also live on the on my website as well too.
Yeah, go to the website first, tweedcadillac.com, and that'll lead you to everything else. But you can go there and get all your goodies and shit. You know what I mean? So tap into the website, get caught up. Tweed, I want to ask you what is next. Like, what does one do? Even me, I'm thinking like sometimes you get kind of stuck, you know, or when things are just kind of. What is next? What do you see that's next for Tweed? For 93 Point Tweed FMism when you've done everything already, as far as you know of what you do. How do you still grab something, you know, to push the station for? Like, what's next for 93 Point Tweed FM?
Is a romantic rendezvous concert. It's been a dream of mine from day one.
Okay.
93 Point Tweed FM presents a romantic rendezvous concert. I'll be having the Rolodex of artists that are at my disposal. I ain't calling them up. I could put a show together right now with the Delphonics, the Temprees, the Dramatics, name it. I can call them up right now, say, look, I got a venue, you know, I'd like for y'all to come on down, get down. They're going to be there. I just need a budget to be able to do it. I don't want to have outside investors because I don't want to put in all my resources, all my credibility, but then to come give me some money and then take all the money that I could make. Feel me? Because if I go get somebody to give me $50,000 to put that show together, they gonna walk away with the grip of the money.
Right.
They'll let me host it, of course. Yeah, you got to host it. You're Tweed Cadillac. But if they give me all that loot, then they walk away with the money that came from my blood, sweat, and years of tears of putting this shit together. So my aim is to get my cookies up and put it on myself. And one show could turn into two could turn into four, and I could take it all over the city the same way Art LeBeau does.
Right.
And Art LeBeau knows who I am. That right there blew my mind. I never would have thought Art LeBeau would have known who I am.
Right.
That when I found that out, my God.
That's
my
big,
God. And considers me a factor, Art LeBeau.
Yeah.
That right there, and that's what he does. But I figure I can do that. I just don't want investors that's going to take away all this years of me trying to build this shit up and come in and use me as a payday. Yeah,
right.
Because if I had money, yeah, I'd spend 50 to make 200,000 in one night. It can happen like that. It can happen like that. The venue really isn't a problem. Got to have insurance. Got to be able to pay the artist. Got to be able to give me half the money up front, other money at the door. Got to have the transportation. Got to have the hotel accommodations. Man, it's a lot of variables involved.
Yeah.
It's going to cost some money to do it. But
that shit is real. That's what I said. That shit is not easy doing all that. Like you just said, promoters are trying to really, there's some money in it, but it's going to take a lot on your end. You know, you better be able to, you know, back it up because, boy, like you said, that's a lot, man.
Man, it's a lot, but it's not nothing. If the money is there, it's nothing. If I could spend $50,000 today to make $200,000 tomorrow,
oh yeah, it's well worth it. It's well worth it. Yeah.
You feel me? Now, if I go and try to get an investor to put up that 50, and then what am I gonna make? 12.5, because he can put up 50, he gonna charge me interest on the money he put up, and he gonna walk away with that big ass purse, and I'm gonna get minute percentage off of all the work that I put in to put the artists together. Because first of all, can't too many people go get them artists that I can get because I know them personally, and I don't have to go through management and all that other bullshit. I can call them on the phone and get them to agree to be down. Feel me? Yeah. I'd rather go get a fucking bank loan on my own credit and put that together and walk away with all of that money and invest that money into another city and do it over again. Because once they pay, if I say, okay, y'all, man, we did good in LA. Y'all want to go to San Diego or y'all want to go to Oakland? Of course, Tweed, they there. Feel me? Then I could be fucking Art LeBeau. That's what my head is at, man. That's the future that I'm looking at. Because it's hard enough to get somebody to hit the like button on YouTube or Facebook.
Right.
Who the fuck gonna give me some money to put on an R&B show? Right. Come on. I got to do that by hook or crook. I'll sell my Cadillac to, make something like that happen, man. Because I know that it can be an ongoing thing. Not just something that's going on. It can be an ongoing thing. And that's what my focus is. That's where my head is at. And if I find some like-minded people where we can do some paperwork legitimately, I can make that happen. I can guarantee I can make that happen. I know them all. And I can directly call them. You want to call the Dramatics? Good luck. Good luck, because they might tell you that they want $12,000 for a show. If I call them, they might say, "Oh, Tweed, oh man, give us $8,000. Man, transportation and hotel accommodations." Feel me? That's the difference between me and them.
Right.
It's gonna happen, sir. It's gonna happen. The Romantic Rendezvous, the Romantic Rendezvous tour. Not the boy Tweed that film is the presents the Romantic Rendezvous tour. That's my vision. That's my focus. That's where I want to go.
There it is. Tweed Cadillac, y'all. Anything else? Any shout outs you want to give, Tweed? Anything you want to put out there?
I want to give a shout out to you. I want to give a shout out to DD Hairston. I want to give a shout out to Reverend Ali. I want to give a shout out to Jason, man. Big Jam passed away, Black Wheels, man. I want to give a shout out to him. I want to give a shout out, man, to Butchie, man. Ab Soul Daddy. Herbert Anthony Stevens III, that always believed in me. David Glenn Williams, man. Debbie G, man. Penthouse, man. That man. Everybody from Penthouse that don't fuck with me now, for whatever reason y'all may got. I love y'all. I'm just doing me, man. I ain't stepping on toes, and I ain't got no running nose. I'm just trying to do what I can do, man, to solidify me and mine. So y'all do likewise. We're all good. Come together like butt cheeks. I ain't got a problem with nothing. All I know is I don't want nothing. I ain't gonna kill nothing. I ain't gonna let nothing die. So if you riding with me, ride with me. But you know how they say, out of sight, out of mind. That shit is true. It really is true, and I found out it to be true. They also say that, well, I don't fuck with you. Man, how does it go? I don't fuck with people that don't fuck with people that I don't fuck with.
Right.
Apparently, that's my life now. Niggas don't fuck with me because I don't fuck with people that they fuck with. And I know the people that they fuck with. So by me being out of sight, out of mind, the people that I know don't fuck with me because I don't fuck with the people that they fuck with. So, man, a quagmire, as they say. So, therefore, so be it. That's how you feel. Fine. I've never been the same for 20 years. So, if you want to fuck with me, fuck with me. If you don't, I'm cool. I'm coolio. Until what? Next Thursday? And I spoke about some shit that I ain't even going to talk about tonight. So you got a world exclusive, to be honest. To be 1,000% honest. And it is what it is. Malcolm looked at Tweed, baby. Malcolm was for fuck that. If they sock you, suck them back. Martin Luther was for let them spit on you and peace, and Tweed is me. So I got both sides. So whatever you want to do, I got a uniform. I'm a player. That's what a player is to me. Whatever the game is, I got a uniform.
That part. Tweed Cadillac, baby. Hey, Tweed, thank you, man, for joining us tonight, man. It was a great interview episode, man. Classic, man.
G-Lew, man. Thank DD Hairston for even having me, man. I want to thank her. I want to thank your squad for embracing me. as you have been for the last few years. And I hate to say it, but I got to charge you for this interview. I need some.
Send me my bill.
Fritos. No, man,
Okay.
I need some chili cheese Fritos.
Okay.
And I need a pink champagne.
Pink champagne. Okay.
And some chili cheese Fritos.
I got you.
If you can make that happen, I got you, man.
My man.
Can you make that happen?
I got you. You want the small or the big one? You want the small one or the big one?
Wait a minute. They did have a small. You're right. They actually did. They had the big one and then they had the 6-packs.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a 6-pack of pink champagne and some chili cheese Fritos.
And do say for production.
Oh, Missy talking about some Douce. Nah,
Douce.
No,
Douce production.
No. I'll buy you the Douce, mama.
Okay.
Douce. Shout out to Douce.
Got you recorded.
Shout out to Douce.
Sit your ass.
People say great interview, Tweed. Everyone loved it, man. Thank you, everyone.
Well, if they love me, hit the like button. Follow me on blogtalkradio.com, 93 / Tweed. Hit the follow button. Instagram, Facebook, tweedcadillac.com. Buy a hard copy, buy a download, buy something. If you don't want the music, give me 99 cents in a donate button.
That part.
Then I can go buy me some chili cheese Fritos, and I'll get my girl to put some chili on it for me. Just buy me a bag of Fritos, if you like it.
That part.
Tweedcadillac.com.
That part.
Hey,
Tweed Cadillac, baby.
I had a ball, man.
Hey, man, likewise, brother. Thank you, man, for joining me tonight, man. I told him it was going to be epic, and it was. So, Tweed Cadillac, go follow him. If you miss anything on the show, it'll be back up shortly. So go back and check it out, share it, whatever. Tell a friend. Like Tweed said, tell a hater to tell a player. Check it out, man. You know what I mean?
Tell a hater, tell a player so they can vapors.
That part, man. We love y'all, man. Tweed Cadillac, baby, G-Lew.
I'm finna act a fool with the trifling, almighty King T, one of Compton's finest. I go by the name of the party rocking player from the original Pin-House Players Clique. Ask your daddy about me. If you don't know, ask your mama to ask your daddy about me. Tweed Cadillac, baby.
So many girlies on the corner, scoping out a Mac. See babies on stack with a hella fire gap. So I'm pulling through the curb to get the honeys all around. Sun about to set, play about to clown on a freaky deaky bitch. I'm charging by the amps, popping these shoes and a full tank of gas. Funky fly clothes, armor all bows. Let back my moon, wave at the hoes. Let them know that I love them. I place the one above them. I find them, fork them and dump them. And keep watch the suckers who bang and try to peep my game, cause it ain't no thing for me to hit my seat, pull a Glock, bust a shot on a shady looking Chevy. So when you see me rolling by, you better not try to pull a move.
Before I forget, shout out to our sponsor, DD Hairston. Make sure tomorrow night you check out Conversations in the Hookah Lounge, all new episode. Tomorrow night, same time, same place. Much love.